Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's family court hearing, two parents, more like strangers, are in front of a judge trying to figure out their co-parenting situation. Nearly 10 years after his son was born, the father is just now trying to make things right. He was married when the child was born, but he says he didn't find out until 2 weeks after the birth. For her part, the mother admitted to it. She said she was open to them having a relationship, but she never pushed. Let's see how the court handles what these two should have sorted out years ago.
All right, so this time I'm gonna go ahead and call Bell County Calls number 24 DFAM 346,333. This is in the 169th Judicial District Court of Bell County, Texas, as in the interest of Montez minor child, non-custodial party being Tori Wormsley, custodial party being Darlene Montez. This matters before the court on a petition to establish parent-child relationship. Both parties have previously been noticed and served. The court will note for the record that Mr. Wormsley has been represented by the Moman Law Firm in Dallas, Texas. The court will note for the record, it appears that everybody's present here today, along with counsel and Mr. Wormsley. So at this time on the record, I ask the state for an opening to tell the court what the state's requesting we do here today, and on the record, what seems to be the problem or what who's requesting what at this time. And then I'll allow the counsel for Mr. Mr. Worms to make an opening statement. Ms. Montez, I don't let pro se litigants make opening statements. They don't get it right. I'm just trying to figure out what the hearing is going to be about here today. And if there needs to be a hearing today, at the end of the hearing, I will let you make a closing statement if you wish. So at this time, Mr. Welch, I'll start with you and then go to Ms. Moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So essentially, the state would like the court to rule upon Ms. Montez's request to reset the case to allow her to find an attorney. The state understands that that she essentially, once she realized that there was some contested issues, including visitation, the retro child support, and geographic restriction, she desired then to wanted to seek counsel for that. State understands that that Miss Malman is opposed to that, and she's especially concerned about the visitation. I believe she can go into more of that. The state position, Your Honor, is that we defer to the court. If the court does choose to go ahead and establish something, the state did send to the court the DNA report to get paternity established. I don't think anyone's disputing that, Your Honor, but just to have that in there. But like I said, state defers to the court on if there should be a reset or not.
All right. This moment, go ahead and make an opening and please give the court some informational data as per your request, ma'am, and whether or not what's been going on as far as visitation, access, so forth and so on, if you know. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I first would like to say this is a 10-year-old child. My client, the last time he had any type of visitation with the child was back in 2023. My client has reached out to Ms. Montez a few times via email requesting visitation. Ms. Montez has actually communicated with my client regarding times he's traveled. And now, we get here to court. We've already had a reset. We've been negotiating this for about 2.5 hours now, and we've already agreed to a step-down visitation, a supervised visit, all of that. My client is willing to make sure that his child is comfortable. And, at the last minute, we were discussing retro, and now Ms. Montez would like to do a reset. And so what we're here today because he wants to establish some type of relationship with his child, and it's already been to over 2.5 years, and then to grant Ms. Montez a reset, that's additional time that he's not going to be able to see his child. And so, we would agree to that if he can if the court would allow him some type of visitation supervised, just so that, we can at least move forward in this case.
All right, here's what we're going to do, folks. We're getting ready to have a hearing. I want a hearing on what y'all were looking at as far as break-in visitation is concerned, the restricted ones, supervised visitation, what you're requesting. And I want to go ahead and at least go through that today. Miss Montez, this matter is what, 8, 9 months old now, and we still don't have even a temporary order. So I'm going to go ahead and come up with at least a temporary order today. And I'm probably going to look at giving the child a lawyer in this matter also, going ahead and appointing that light for the child. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have a hearing, and I'm going to see what we're going to do as far as the temporary basis is concerned. Because I would like to at least start with the break-in visits or the supervised visits and get that going, especially in the 2-year circumstance. And I also need to get I think Mr. Ormsey is out of Dallas, Texas. So I need to see whether or not I need to get some logistics as far as where everybody is and see what we can set up as far as that's concerned going forward. So at this time, Ms. Montez, I'm denying your initial request here, ma'am. I'm going to go ahead and have at least a temporary hearing now to set up something on a temporary basis, and I'll give you the opportunity to go out and retain counsel to see if you're going to retain counsel one way or the other. Because again, ma'am, lawyers are expensive. You're probably looking at somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 up front. So just to get something going, I'm going to go ahead and continue with a temporary hearing at this time. And I'm going to swear both parties in, and I'm going to get some testimony. So at this time, Ms. Montez and Mr. Wormsley, unmute yourselves and raise your right hands. All right, do you both solemnly swear or affirm me testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Montez, do you so swear, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, you're both officially on the oath. Ma'am, you got a bit of delay there, so you can go ahead and turn off your video, and that way it might end the delay, and you both can put your hands down. Thank you. All right, so at this time, I'm going to go ahead and let the state call your first witness, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Darlene Montes. What is your full name?
Darlene Denise Montes.
What is the full name of the child in this case?
Amaury Josiah Montes.
When was, and I apologize for mispronouncing his name, Amaury born?
July 16th, 2015.
So how old is he?
He's 9 years old. He will be 10 in July.
So when's the last time has Mr. Wormsley seen Amaury?
2023, I believe.
And so how did that visit go?
It went well. I'm the one that has established the visits. I'm confused as to why he's saying he contacted you.
Stop. Here's the deal, ma'am. I know you're a lay person. You don't get it. The state gets to ask you questions. You answer the questions, and that's it. Don't go into anything on the side. And at the end of the hearing, there's something you need to have explained to you. I'll be happy to try to explain it to you, ma'am. But for right now, you're only allowed to answer. You can listen to the question, answer the question to the best of your ability. If you cannot answer it, just say I cannot answer it or I don't know. But for right now,
Okay.
that's all you can do, ma'am. Thank you. So again, listen to the question and answer that question and that question only, and then stop. And then the state will ask you your next question. Thank you.
So how did that visit go then?
It went well.
Was that an in-person visit or was that like through like electronic?
The in person, I believe.
And before then, when's the last time that he had visited the child?
The end of, I'm not sure.
So what county do you live in?
Bell County.
So, so are you in agreement or disagreement with having basically a graduated, or some could call it step up style of visitation first
Okay,
for Amari?
Mr. And right now, as far as it will all be in her presence until further order of the court. Okay, that's the. We're going to start with step one, and we're not going to move from step one until further order, and possibly add light information included. Thank you. And ma'am, that's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo saying that if I do set something up, it'll be the first step is 4 hours on weekends in your presence or your presence of your designated agent. Okay, so that's the only that's the only step I will be looking at this point, and the state's going to elaborate and ask you questions on that and whether or not you can whether or not you're in agreement with that or whether or not that's going to be problematic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and to build off of that, ma'am, what the judge said. So, can you handle beginning at 1 p.m. and ending at 5 p.m. on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of each month? For can you handle that?
I can handle that, but we're supposed to be going out of town in March.
So what do you mean by out of town?
I'm okay to handle that. Just let me know the dates.
Okay. All right, ma'am. The question is, are you okay? I guess I'll elaborate. Are you going out of town on vacation, or are you going out of town for extended time frame? What are we talking about in out of town in March?
Oh no, vacation. My brother's wedding.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Vacation.
Okay. All right. We'll schedule anything around your brother's wedding. So when is the wedding, please? When do you plan on being out of town, ma'am?
March 15th, Your Honor, and we plan on being out of town March 14th.
Okay.
Through March 18th, I believe, the week of spring break.
Okay. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that's
the first. That would take care of the first weekend, Your Honor. So there would be 2 weekends left for March then. If we're to
first
start
weekend
this.
in March is not the first Saturday in March. Yeah, so we'll work around that. But yeah, if we're doing Saturdays instead of Fridays, yeah, but we'll work around that. That's not a problem. Thank you.
So where would you like this? Where would you like this supervised visitation to occur?
My house is okay.
Now, moving on. So, what kind of health insurance does Amari have?
Medicaid.
Would you agree to Mr. Wormsley providing the health insurance through Champ VA at zero cost to himself?
Is that something I can decide later?
Here's the deal, ma'am. Yeah, you can decide later, but here's the deal. Even if I order that, that doesn't mean you have to give up your Medicaid. That's your Medicaid grant is something totally separate and apart. So long as you are eligible, you could do that. But I would look at making Dad put the child on some type of health insurance, even if the child is on your Medicaid grant. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And just to make sure, do you have any access to any private dental insurance for the child?
No, sir.
And do you well, actually, Your Honor, this is a good time. State would offer what has been marked as State's Exhibit 1 into evidence.
All right, everybody, this is States 1. This is the DNA paternity analysis in your case. Is there any objection, Ms. Montez, to this DNA test coming to evidence before the court, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Moment, any objection, ma'am?
No, Your Honor, no objections.
All right, Stage 1 is admitted. Stage 1 shows that Mr. Torrey Wormsley cannot be excluded as biological father of the child before this court. Probability of paternity is above the 99.99 required by the Texas Family Code. The court will so find paternity. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you agree to a temporary current child support amount of $608 per month starting March 1st, 2025?
Yes.
Now, I just want to make sure, ma'am. Has there been any issues of family violence between you two? You and Mr. Wormsley?
No. No, sir.
So you do not have any safety concerns?
No, sir.
And are you in agreement or disagreement with with a geographic restriction on where you can live with the child?
Yes, I'm opposed to having the restriction.
We're going to save that to final, and I will let you know, and you can tell you if you talk to the council, since the father appears to be living in Dallas County, any geo restriction would be to the state of Texas Central Time Zone at best. But again, I'll let the other side explain what they're specifically asking for. But again, I'll save that for final. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, next
That's the
question.
witness, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, any other questions?
Actually, name change. Your Honor. So, sorry.
No. Child's 10 years old, 9 years old. I don't change names at 9 years old as a norm. I only remember I didn't say it in my opening speech this morning because I was running late thanks to the rain. But name change is I do it when so long as the child's under the age of school age, but above the age, I will definitely have to appoint an ad litem. I would definitely have to figure out what all the expense is going to be to change all those records to be in conformity with the Patriot Act, fun stuff. And there's some expense to name changes after a certain age, and I would have to make sure that that's not who I'm going to order to bear that expense. But go ahead, you may proceed with your next question, sir. Thank you.
Besides that, Your Honor, pass the witness.
All right, real quick, ma'am. Your testimony, and I think the dad's testimony, he hasn't seen the child in 3 years since 2023. Ma'am, has the father ever had an overnight visitation with this child?
No, sir.
Okay. And if you had to give it a count, how many times has he actually had physical visitation with the child or seen the child? More than 10, less than 10 times, or something along those lines, ma'am?
Less than 10 times.
Okay, good enough. I just want to know where I stand. Thank you. All right, your witness in this moment. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, I just have a few questions for this witness. Ms. Montez, would you say it's an accurate statement that Mr. Wormsley reached out to you when you were pregnant?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so if what's your email address?
Stop.
Montez.
Stop. Ms. Montez, don't say anything. We don't do that online. We're broadcasting on YouTube, and we don't do that. Okay. No personal information, no phones, no emails, because that goes out on the web. All right. If you need to get that information, you can get that back in the breakout room. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Montez, it's your testimony today that Mr. Wormsley did not contact you regarding the pregnancy and the birth of his child.
I can't say I've done the contacting.
Okay. And so does Mr. Wormsley know where you live? Have you ever provided him your home address?
I provided him the previous home address. He stopped communication with me.
Okay. And so, has Mr. Wormsley ever sent you money for the child? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And has he requested any photos?
Less than 5 times, but yes.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Again, okay, that's okay. All right, just remember, just listen to the question, answer the question, and that was a yes or no. So just stop after you answer the question. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Yes, Your Honor.
when Mr. Wormsley was able to see his child, was your child happy?
He was
Yes or no?
nervous.
But he was happy. Yes or no?
Yes.
I passed the witness.
All right, then, ma'am. Anything on redirect, Mr. Welch?
No further questions, Your Honor, for this witness.
All right, Ms. Montez, I'll be back in just a moment. I'll go ahead and let the state call your next witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. This state calls Tori Ramon Wormsley.
All right, Mr. Wormsley, please state your full name for the record, sir.
Full name, Tori Raymond Wormsley.
All right, thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Welch.
Thank you, Your Honor. So besides Amari, what other children do you have?
I have 2 daughters.
And are they biologically yours, or have you adopted them?
No, they're biologically mine.
And do you pay support for them, or do they live with you?
I pay support.
And so how much do you make right now?
I make about $3,800 a month.
And from when? From where?
Through my VA disability.
And what's your rating?
100%.
All right. Do you have any other income coming in?
No other income.
All right. Do you agree to a child support amount based off of that 3,800 plus the two children outside, one child in, of $608?
Yes.
And do you understand that would be per month starting March 1st, 2025?
Yes.
And what kind of health insurance can you supply for Amari?
I can add them on to my CHAMP VA. It's the health insurance that I get due to my disability.
And how much would that cost for you to do that?
I would need the paperwork, birth certificate, social security card, proof of paternity, and it should be okay.
So what I'm trying to say is, how much financially money would it cost for you?
Oh, $0. $0.
So do you agree to have the court order you to put Amari onto your CHAMP VA health insurance at 0 cost to yourself?
Yes.
And just to make sure, do you understand that also came into factor for your child support?
Yes.
And do you have any kind of private dental insurance you could supply for Amari?
No.
And do you agree that you're the father of Amari?
Yes.
I think it's best, Your Honor, to leave the rest of the non-state interest questioning to Ms. Momon.
Okay, I got a quick question, Mr. Wormsley. 3,008 sounds a little low. Is something coming out of your VA? In it because VA 100% was above 4K last year, so I'm wondering, so there's something coming out automatically from that, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a deduction as of right now, $466 due to a debt that I incurred while deployed.
Okay. All right, but technically your net income is technically closer to 4,200. Is that correct, sir?
Well, no, not that high. It'd probably be about 4,000 and some dollars.
All right, you'll need to produce a copy of your Y'all still get your annual statement in April?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did you get one in 2024?
Yes, sir.
All right, then you need to get a copy of that to your attorney and have them forward it to the state as far as the discovery that the state originally asked on this one, so we can get a confirmation. Because again, sir, sounds like even if you got to repay it back, the court may still have to order it at the full amount. But I need to see what it's for. All right. So thank you very much. Any other questions to Mr. Welch at this time?
Your Honor, so I can so would you rather, Your Honor, go with the 3,800 for his income, or
we can go for that. We'll go with that for now, but this is just a temporary hearing, and we can take that up at final as far as what the full amount actually is and whether or not the court should only look at the amount that he's getting or the amount that he is eligible to receive if there was no non-payment repayment, sorry, of funds owed the federal government, which is always fun. So.
Thank you, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
All right, your witness, Ms. Mullen. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wormsley, were you present at the time of your child's birth?
No.
Okay. And when were you contacted that your child was born?
It was over the phone about 2 weeks after he was born.
Okay. And you heard the testimony from Ms. Montez stating that you have not, or she has not received any emails regarding your request to visit with your child. Was that an accurate statement?
No.
Okay. And is it true to state that back in 2015, in May, you contacted her about the pregnancy?
Yes.
Okay. And then again, you contacted her a few weeks later in May regarding the pregnancy?
Yes.
Okay. And did Ms. Montez ever respond back to those emails?
Eventually, yes, eventually.
Okay.
Like with some pictures of newborn pictures and things of that nature.
And when you requested time to visit with your child, what was Ms. Montez's response to that?
Well, the first time, she came to Dallas twice. My family was able to meet him. I couldn't meet him due to the reasoning being, I wasn't going to be by myself.
Okay, and when you say you wasn't going to be by yourself, what does that mean?
Because my family at the time was going to meet him at the same time.
Okay, so you were married at the time?
Yes.
Okay. And have you supported or sent money to Ms. Montez anytime during your child's life?
Yes.
Okay. And has Ms. Montez requested that you send her money?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to grant a graduate visitation schedule for you and your child?
Yes.
Okay. And you are okay with supervised visits with your child?
Yes.
Do you have an issue with where the supervised visits will be?
No, as long as it's in a safe environment.
Okay. So you don't have a problem with going to Ms. Montez's home to visit with your child?
If it's a safe environment, no.
Are you asking the court to allow you to carry the child on your health insurance?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Anything on redirect, Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Wormsley, one quick question, sir. The funds you sent to the mother, has there been any funds sent within the 4-year time frame between the time you were served with a copy of the paperwork and 4 years earlier than that? So in other words, anything technically probably in the last 4.5 years, have you sent any funds to her for child support during that time frame, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right. Well, I'm probably going to hold. You need to get the paperwork on that, sir, to show that, because I'll give you credit for that. But I think the state. I'm not sure the state. I'll let the state confirm they're only looking at 4 years retro child support for the final. But I'll have you and your attorney get that data together so we can figure that out. And sir, how long have you been 100% disabled?
Your Honor, since 2016 or 17, I'm not 100% sure. 16
Okay.
or 17.
And have you worked at any type of employment since you became 100% disabled, sir?
Yes, sir. When I received that, I was doing the last tenure of my reserve time.
Yes,
And
sir.
then I drove truck for about 7 months, 7, 8 months.
Sir, have you had any type of employment in the last 4 years, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And what was that type? What was that employment?
I worked at Werner Trucking.
Okay. All right then, sir. I know the state. I'll let you and your lawyer get on that. But and when's the last time you actually did work, sir? What year and what month and what year?
It was October of 22.
Okay. All right then. So all right. I'll let the state worry about how they want to get that data if they want to get anything else. All right, guys. I'll ask. Are there any other witnesses at this time, Mr. Welch?
No further, Your Honor.
All right then, Miss Wormsley. I'm sorry, not Mr. Wormsley. I'm sorry, Miss Moment. Sorry about that.
Okay. No, Your Honor. No further witness.
All right, folks. Let me go ahead and hear a closing. Again, I'm looking at going ahead and setting up a temporary child support. I'm going to look at starting at the March the 1st. I'm looking at going ahead and ordering the first stage of what we have as our break-in visits, which are the first and fifth Saturdays of the month. But because the mom's going to be out of town that third, I'm looking at the first and fourth and the fifth maybe. But I'll look at setting that up going forward. And I'll see about when's everybody requesting a reset date. I'm gonna give mom the opportunity to go out and speak with an attorney, see if she wishes to retain a counsel. But again, I'm looking at setting up temporary child support, going ahead and order dad to get medical, and I'm going to go ahead and order the temporary visitation, and we'll come back and deal with all the other issues at the end. Well, at the final hearing. So at this time, I'll go ahead and take the closing statements from the state and then from the attorney, and then I'll allow Ms. Montez to make a closing statement if she wishes. So I'll start with the state, then go to Ms. Moment, and then to Ms. Montez. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the state requests the court to then make a temporary order establishing temporary child support amount of $608 starting March 1st, 2025, with the court ordering Mr. Wormsley to have the health insurance for the child through Champ VA at zero cost for himself. No dental insurance ordered because it's not neither party has access to a reasonable amount. Court as state asked for the court to reserve the retroactive child support, Your Honor. That's why I didn't ask any questions about it previously for final. I think, Your Honor, it'd be best for us to have a special date for this because, with the geographic restriction, the retro, and the visitation being conflicted, this could be a while. And then the court has already confirmed the paternity of the child, so state like that to say the same. And I think that's about it, Your Honor.
All right. Sorry, there's some background noise going on there. Sorry about that. Okay, Norman, your statement, ma'am. Thank you.
You ready for me, Your Honor?
Yeah, I had to mute. I'm sorry, Ms. Montez. I had to mute you. There seems to be some background noise coming. So thank you. You may proceed.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Like I stated in my opening, my client he tried to be a part of his son's life. You've heard testimony from him regarding him sending emails to mom requesting visitation. You've also heard testimony regarding him sending funds to mom to help with the child financially. This case seems to be, mom has had the child and she may have some concerns, and that's understandable. But this child is, it's in his best interest that he has both parents in his life. My client is willing and able to even travel to see the child, and also agree to do a supervised visitation. So his main goal is what's in the best interest of his child. And again, he just wants to have a relationship with his son.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Montez, you need to unmute yourself and you wish to make a closing statement, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're unmuted. Closing statement, ma'am. And my frozen. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
And that's after 6 years of my efforts in trying to set that up. I have always been open to it, and
ma'am, why don't you try to turn off your video, because like we're seeing it like
Yes, ma'am. You're coming in sporadically, ma'am. Turn off your video and just go with audio, please. Thank you. All right, so ma'am, what's your closing statement?
Is that better, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's somewhat better. Thank you. Go ahead. You may proceed.
I agree that okay. I agree that Amaury does would benefit from both of us. I had never been opposed to that, and it took 6 years for Mr. Wormsley to meet our son. So while I would like to take it slow, I 100% agree with Mr. Wormsley being present. That's all, Your Honor.
All right, here's what I'm looking at doing, folks. I'm looking at going ahead and doing a temporary order. I'm going to go ahead and temporarily make you both joint managing conservators, give mom the right to side domicile. I'm going to keep that while we're doing this as a temp as to the state of Texas. Don't leave Texas. Don't leave Texas. All right, you can't move from Texas, but if you got to travel for anything, you can. I'm going to go ahead and order guideline child support to start the first day of March. I'm going to order dad to put the child on this CHAMP VA. I'm going to go ahead and set up temporary visitation. I'm going to do the first. Okay. All right, in this situation, I'm going to do the first, and for the month of March, I'm going to go ahead and just go with the first Saturday in March and the fourth Saturday in March. And I'll go with the first Saturday of March the 1st from 1 o'clock p.m. on Saturday to 5 o'clock p.m. on Saturday at the mom's residence, restricted to restricted to that residence, or unless y'all want to go somewhere, y'all can agree to go somewhere else. I'm gonna go ahead and order that this time only Mr. Wormsley is allowed at that visitation until further order of the court. So don't bring a third party. If we need to work third parties in later on, family members, that sort of thing, I will. But for right now, just you, sir. And ma'am, you can, like I said, I'm gonna let you supervise the visits. Like I said, it's gonna be from 1 to 5. The first visit is going to be the 1st of March. The second one is going to be set on the 22nd of March. Then every first, third, fifth Saturday after that from 1 to 5 until further order of the court. I'm going to
Yes, sir.
go ahead and put both of you on a parenting app. The parenting app is called AppClose. It's AppClose. It's a free app. I want you to go ahead and download it, ma'am, and set up an account. And then I'll let y'all get back in the breakout room, and then y'all can exchange information as far as how to get the information to the other party. But you have to set up the app, ma'am, and then you'll send the invite to him. And then going forward, I want y'all to communicate exclusively through AppClose. It has a texting function, it has a FaceTime function, it has all that. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and order that y'all use that. And sir, you have to give the mother not for the at least 72 hours advance notice through AppClose that you're going to come do your visitation on those dates. Okay. So again, for March, it's the 1st of March, the 22nd of March from 1 to 5, and then every Saturday after that in April, the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month, 1 to 5. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I've ordered the temporary child support, I've ordered the medical. I'm going to go ahead and appoint an attorney ad litem. The issue of name change on an older child can be kind of problematic. So I'm going to go ahead and put Mr. Brimhall on this one as the ad litem for the child. Now your child now has a lawyer. His lawyer will make the recommendations that he feels is in his client's best interest, not yours, not dad's, but your client's best interest. But he's technically going to be an attorney slash guardian ad litem. I don't give 10-year-olds loaded lawyers and let them point them at people. Okay. And so that way he can tell his lawyer what he wants, but his lawyer still has to see it's in his best interest before he'll request it. Okay. All right, folks. Let me look at some. I'm going to go ahead and look at some dates here going forward for a final hearing. I'm probably looking at least 90 to 120 days out to give the mother the opportunity, dad the opportunity to visit with the child enough, and give mom the opportunity to secure counsel. So, Miss Mormon, let's look at I'm still going to do this on Zoom, but I'm going to look at a special setting. And so, come on, Zoom. There you go. Let me in. So let's look at this. Okay, let's look at May and June.
If we're looking at May, Your Honor, so we've got in May, Mr. Brimhall will be here on the 7th for an in-person, and then on the 8th for a special.
Okay, that's kind of okay. I was looking at late May, so if it's a special, I'm probably looking at the 21st. Okay, no, the 21st is the live recess of commitment. So I'm probably looking at the 28th. I got nothing on May 28th at any time. So I usually do these Ms. Moment at 9:30 to 12:30, and then 1:30 to 4:30. So if I was to set this at 9:30 a.m. or 1:30 p.m., which on the 28th of May, would that work for you, ma'am? And I'm gonna come to you in just a moment, Ms. Montez.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, either one,
I'm
or
open.
do you have preference? I'm sorry.
I prefer morning, 9:30.
All right, that's okay. Well, I'm going to come up with a special setting at 9:30. Ms. Montez, I'm going to do this as a special setting. It will be you, it'll be him, it'll be his attorney, it will be your child's attorney, and it'll be the state for right now. If you hire an attorney, obviously your attorney will be there. But I'm looking at 9:30 on the that fourth Wednesday in May. Is there a problem with that for your schedule, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then. All right, then that will be the date. And like I said, I'll do the Zoom code as soon as we get through with this hearing. You both will get that. I'm going to, ma'am, I'm going to need your permission to give your contact information to bless you, ma'am. I'll need your permission to give your contact information, email and phone number to your child's attorney. Do we have that permission, ma'am?
Absolutely.
All right, then. All right, then, folks. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all get back in breakout. Let y'all exchange contact information. Make sure everybody's got the right stuff. And Ms. Moment, I'm pretty sure you've dealt with App Close before. If you're in family, have been in the family law for the last few years, so you can tell your client how that works. Ms.
Okay.
Montez, it's a little. I'll let the state try to explain it. If you have a problem getting it set up or getting it before that date, you can ask your child's attorney how to help set that up, and I'm pretty sure he'll be able to do it because it'll be in his client's best interest. Again, he's not helping you; he's helping his client, so that way, if there's a technical problem, he can help you with that. But again, it's called AppClose, AppClose. It's free on Google Play. It's free on iTunes. So you need to put that on and use that for communications going forward. And I'll let him make decisions. I'll let him make recommendations on what he thinks is his client's best interest going forward as far as the visitation package we're going to do, what the name change is going to do. And even though your child is not old enough at this point to have final say in the name change, since he is going to be 10 this year, the ad litem will ask him about that also. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let you folks get back into a breakout room to exchange that additional information. Is there anything else I need to rule on the record at this time as far as this case is concerned, Mr. Welch?
Your Honor, I just one, Your Honor, we're definitely reserving for final the retroactive child support.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And besides that, Your Honor, Oh, and Your Honor, the state, to ensure that we have all the information we need when we come back, the state would ask the court to order Mr. Wormsley to uh, comply with our request for production of documents at a reasonable date before we come back.
All right, then I'm going to order that that will have, okay, we're coming back on the 28th of May. I will, any discovery has to be, I'll make it on the best day of the year. Will have to be conformed with and done on or before April 15th. Okay. We'll do it like it's taxes. All right.
Okay.
All right. And since he testified, he worked in 2022. Ms. Moment, I'll ask you to also get a copy of his 2021 and 2022 taxes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Anything else, Mr. Welch?
I think we're good, Your Honor. I'll have the orders so that everyone can DocuSign
I'm
today.
I'm talking about in closing, sir. I'm going to go ahead and ask Ms. Moment that next, and then Ms. Montez. Thank you. Is there anything else from the state, Dan?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Moment, anything else you need, ma'am?
No, Your Honor. We rest.
All right, Ms. Montez, anything else, ma'am?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and again, ma'am, I went ahead and made, for the temporary order, I went ahead and made there a geo restriction, which means, like I said, you can't move. You can go anywhere you need to as far as visiting someone is concerned. If you want to go to Paris for something, then you and your son go to Paris. But make sure the child's back for any visitation that the court did set up. And but you're not allowed to move from the state of Texas at this time, and we'll take that issue up at the final hearing also. All right, folks.
Absolutely.
Thank you all very much, and I'll go ahead and let y'all get into a breakout room and discuss this, and I'll let the state send this information over to Mr. Brimhall, and ma'am, he should be contacting you within the next 5 to 10 business days. Okay, give him a little time
Yes,
to get
sir.
up to speed on this. But since there's no visitation due for about until the 1st of March, I'll go ahead and let him get up to speed on this and be in contact with everybody involved. So thank y'all all very much, and we're off the record, and I will see y'all in May. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We all know how children are conceived. This didn't just happen. 2 adults made a choice, and nearly 10 years later, they need the court to help them figure out their co-parenting situation. The father's marriage adds context, sure, but at what point do we stop blaming circumstances and start asking why so many adults create life without thinking about what comes next? And does showing up 10 years late ever truly make up for choosing to put your child last for so long? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.